Hey there, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitars Already Hero song tutorial. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play Learning to Fly by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, which is a great tune, wonderful for beginners. I'll teach you the rhythm guitar, but I'll also teach you the slide guitar solo. For the basics, we'll just need our guitar and standard tuning, and you won't need a capo. If you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarsalreadyhero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you're fairly new to guitar and you're looking to build a strong and solid foundation, but you don't know where to start, then be sure to check out the Guitars Already Hero Premium course and membership, which gives you all the guidance to play with confidence. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Let's jump into the lesson. I'm going to start by focusing on the studio recorded version. After I teach you how the rhythm guitar is played in the studio recording, I'll take a look at how Tom Petty plays this when he performs it live. Our 4-chord chord progression is really simple. We have an F chord. Now I'm going to play my F chord like this. If you want to play a full F bar chord, that's totally okay as well. But this particular F chord makes it really simple to transition to the next chord, which is a C chord. So for this F chord, ring and pinky fingers on the 3rd frets of the 5th and 4th string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd, and index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And we really just focus on those middle 4 strings. You also want the 6th string muted, so we don't want that open 6th string ringing out, otherwise it will sound quite ugly. I do that by lightly muting the 6th string with my thumb reaching over the top. If you happen to hit the 1st string, that's okay as well. That way, even if you hit the 6th string, only those middle 4 strings will really ring out. It's technically an F over C chord, but let's call it an F for simplicity. So that's our F, and then we're going to move to a C chord. So from this F position, you can lift your pinky finger, lift your middle finger, and move your middle finger up to the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So that's our C. Again, it's a really good thing to keep the 6th string muted. I do that by lightly touching it with my thumb reaching over the top. Now in terms of strumming pattern from the F to the C, we're just continuously strumming down up at 8th notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The point at which we change chords is on the end beat after the 2. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's on the up strum, the end beat after the 2. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go to an A minor chord. So from the C, just move your ring finger to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. We have our A minor, and then we go to a G chord. You can play this by just taking your ring finger and putting it on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. And as you do that, lightly touch the 5th string below it and just focus on the heavier 5 strings up to the 2nd string. That's a really lazy G chord, but it sounds great. So A minor to G. Again, the strumming pattern's the same, and we change on that end beat after the 2. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Those are our 4 chords, and all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now, if you're new to guitar and you're practicing these chords and these chord changes, one tip is that you want to keep your strumming hand going. Keep it constantly moving. What you don't want to do is stop your strumming hand in between chord changes like this. Because that habit of starting and stopping sometimes sticks. You want to keep your rhythm hand moving. It's like the motor of your car. You just want to keep it running. Over time, your fretting hand will catch up, but it's important to keep the motor running. And again, the main chord progression in total. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the only exception to that chord progression in the song is where there's a short break. And for that short break, we are just playing the G chord for 2 bars of music. Just continuously playing that 8th note strumming pattern down, and that's the only time we deviate from the main chord progression. One other little thing to add is that towards the end of the song, there's a change to the rhythm in the strumming pattern. The chord progression is the same, but we are now strumming at 16th notes, so double the speed. For the F, it'll be down, up, down, up, down, and that'll be fairly quick. 1 E and a 2. Then when we go to our C chord, we'll play the same thing. And we'll apply this same rhythm to the A minor and the G. So this variation so that just occurs towards the end of the song, but you don't necessarily need to play it. You can continue on with the easy strumming pattern if you wanted. Now that I've covered the rhythm of the studio version, I just want to quickly teach you how Tom Petty plays this in a live setting. If you watch live videos, this is how he's playing it. Instead of a constant down, up strumming pattern, he is using all down strums at eighth notes. His F chord is a really simple F chord like this. It's the 3-string F chord. So ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, middle on the 2nd fret of the 3rd, and index on the 1st fret of the 2nd. Now if you play this particular type of F chord, you really don't want the open 5th string or 6th string ringing out. To mute the 5th string, I am lightly touching it as I'm fretting down on the 4th string. So my ring finger is slightly touching the string above it. And then with the 6th string, I'm using my thumb to mute it. So this is the F, then he goes to C, A minor, and G. So to recap, our F chord is a little different. All the other chords are the same, but now we're strumming with all down strokes as opposed to down up. So that will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now one other little embellishment that he adds to the G chord is adding the index finger onto the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So G sus4 on the end beat after the 3. So from the A minor to the G, we change on the end beat after the 2, and then on the end beat after the 3, that particular strum, you put your index finger down and then lift it for the very next strum. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and together with the full chord progression. So that's how Tom Petty plays it in the live setting, but in the studio recording, it is a down-up motion, and you actually see that in the official video clip where he's playing with a down-up motion as opposed to all down strokes. Let's take a look at the slide guitar solo, which is a lot of fun. There's just 2 lines of tab here. Now I'm going to use a glass slide here on my ring finger. A lot of people like using a slide on their pinky finger. It's completely up to you. It's personal preference. Now with this first lick, we're going to slide up to the 17th fret. Now we want to position our slide above the fret strip that divides 17th and 18th fret. We're going to slide into this, plucking the 4th string first, then the 3rd, and then the 2nd string twice. And then you can add some vibrato by just moving your slide back and forth. That's the first lick, which sounds like this. And then we're just going to slide it all the way down for that next bar. For the next lick, we're going to slide up to the 8th fret. Now remember, this means that our slide will be on top of the fret strip dividing 8th and 9th fret. So slide up to there on the 2nd string. And we're going to hit it one more time after we get there. And then the 1st string twice in the same position. And then add some vibrato. So this second lick. For the next lick, we'll stay in this position, hit the 2nd string, slide down to 6th fret, back up to 8th, and then pluck the 1st string, back to the 2nd string, but slide that down to 6th, and so far. Now to end this, we're going to pluck the 2nd string one more time, but slide from 6th down to 4th. Then move our slide to 5th fret position and hit the 3rd string twice. And that whole lick in total. So that's it for the first line of tab, which sounds like this. For this next lick, we'll slide into the 5th fret position and pluck the 4th string. Now remember, 5th fret means it's the fret strip dividing 5th and 6th frets. and then we'll hit the 3rd string twice. Now this starts on the end beat after 3. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then for the next lick, we're going to hit the 5th fret of the 5th string, slide up and back down 1 fret, so, and then slide down to 3rd. So that's all one quick motion, like that. And then the final lick is a slide up to the 5th fret on the 6th string, and then slide down to 3rd fret. And the second line of tab, 1, 2, 3. And that's everything for the solo, which sounds like this in total. 1. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song with the vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitar0tohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.